afternoon and welcome everyone to the Uncensored live Q&A session, the Trading Talk. My name is Danny and this is, as I just said, a live Q&A webinar, which means that you guys can ask whatever questions you have along the way. We're going to go through the nice presentation here to help us understand the structure of this webinar. Just before we do that, I would like us to go through a quick sound check to make sure that the sound and the visibility of my screen is appropriate. Okay, so if you can use the question section to just comment that you can hear my voice and that you can see the chart here, that will be amazing. Thank you, Chan. Very good. More people other than Chan. I hope that everybody else can hear my voice. Let's also check it in here. Yeah, that looks fine. So we're going to go through the structure here to understand how the webinar is going to happen. Initially, we're going to open with the previous questions, and then we'll have the dynamic questions, which, as I said, are questions that you guys will be asking along the way. Thirdly, we'll have a bit more informative layer with links, information, and some privileges. And lastly, analysis. Okay, now, to begin with, we're going to begin with the previous questions. It looks very much like that. In here, I'll put the questions that you'll be asking. In here, I'll share with you the links, and lastly, analysis. Unless we're going to cover the analysis part through the questions themselves. Now, any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only and should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. Okay, now, the webinar is recorded, guys. I think there was a question here. Yeah, you see, so the webinars are recorded, okay, and they will be uploaded to YouTube later on, hopefully even later on today. And yeah, I just want to make sure that the webinar is recorded, as I mentioned a minute ago. So I'll be right back, and we will begin. Thank you very much. Right, so we are back. We can actually begin. Like I said, I'm Danny. This is the Uncensored live Q&A session, and we can hit the road. Okay, so to begin with, we will go through the previous questions as I mentioned a minute ago. Okay, just a second. We're gonna get ourselves somewhere to paste the questions as well. Okay, so the first question is, can I get signals from AvaTrade? All right, now the signal section, first of all, before I carry on, I just want to clarify that this is the web trader. Okay, to access this platform, you don't need to download anything. You just need to log in to the website with your email and password. Okay, and then you're supposed to see this interface. If it doesn't look this way, you can just contact the customer service on their email at cs@avatrade.com, and they will apply it on your account. Okay. And as I was about to say, the signal section can be addressed via two ways. One is in here. Let me paste the question. Did I do it? Not yet. Let's fetch question and paste it down here. Okay, and can I get signals? Now, to get the signals, all I have to do is basically, you see those left-hand side functions, icons. So in here, it says signals. I can click it, and it will take me to the signal section. Other than that, if I want to first see the asset and then pick if it has a signal or not, it will be marked by a light blue icon, lightning icon, which is this. Okay, as you can see, I can scroll down, just review and see which asset has a signal or not. Some assets don't have it. Let's see. Right, so the CAC doesn't have it, the DAX doesn't have it. Some indices doesn't have it, as you can see, the France. Okay, Germany has it. And as you can see, Spain as well, right? You can go through the assets and see, or you can, like I said, just go to the signal section and see it in here. And that's it. So in here, we can see that there are a few tabs. This is when the signal was produced. Of course, it has a certain impact to when the signal was produced versus if you're going to compare oil as an example, which was produced quite recently, you're going to go back to something that was produced a few hours ago. Okay, so in this case, you understand that the efficiency of this signal can also be influenced by when it was produced. In here, you can see the original price that the signal was produced upon. And in here, if I click it, it's going to take me, I'm going to show you in a minute, to choose how to use the signal. Okay, take profit and stop loss are actually pending orders. Okay, they are prices. I'm going to show you in a minute. Let's first hit the view signal button. And in here, we're going to expand the chart. It's important to know that trading are from Trading Central and not from AvaTrade. Okay, and in here you can see, like I said, when the signal was produced. In here you can see different kinds of scenarios, a buy scenario and a sell scenario. Logically, just to clarify just a few basics with you guys. When I'm buying something, my intention is that the value will increase. Therefore, if it decreases, I will have a loss. Okay, if I took a buy now and it got higher, I'll have a profit. If it goes down, I have a loss. I can mark a higher point as my destined price, as my goal price, and it will close it automatically if I place a take profit. This is how it's called, a take profit. And the stop loss will work vice versa. So if it goes down, I can set this lower price as my destined stop loss, and if it gets to this price, it's going to close it with a loss automatically. Now in here, they're mentioned resistance and support. Those are actually certain edge points on the chart, what I can acknowledge if the asset can potentially turn around, or if it's a level that I can remember, and then if it exceeds that level, it could be a result of something fundamental, a certain occurrence, a certain report, okay, a decision perhaps. Now, the first thing that I would like to do, and the reason that I have expanded the chart, is perhaps to validate the levels mentioned here to see that it's still valid. Okay, that means that right now, if I want to see 83 as an example, well, I can't. Right, I can't go any further than that. I can't do that, and because I can't do that, I have to change the validity to something that will make sense, which this way seems, as you can see, it says here daily, and we are looking at 1 minute. Okay, just to introduce you in a nutshell to the toolbar. In here, if I click it, I can scroll down and up, and I can expand the time length that I can see. Basically, I'm going to go to 1 day, as this is daily, and then I'm supposed to be able to get to the price mentioned here. Okay, and then again, I can just confirm it and see it's still doable. Okay. Now all I have to do is just to click buy or sell. Basically, if I'll go with a buy, I'll have a take profit and stop loss already placed. I can also make comparison and see if I like the ratio here. Okay, you don't have to be a professional to see that the ratio here can be improved. And I'm being very gentle saying that. Potential profit $11, potential loss 89. If I check the sell scenario, let's click on signal and go with the sell scenario, and I expand it again, it's going to be the other way around. So potential sell, potential profit 90, potential loss 8. Okay, and that means that 82.65, that's somewhere, just a second, let's go hourly. Okay, 82.65, that's higher than the price. Let's go even smaller time frame. Okay, but now it's not going to let us see. Anyway, the idea here is very simple. You can adjust the stop loss and the take profit on the go, but just make this comparison to know that that it still makes sense. You're gonna have to, sometimes there will be signals that are already past the prior analysis, and it will be mentioned in here. The market has already reached a key level. Let me see if I can find another one. Okay, see, it already passed. So the analysis been done on this signal to produce it has already passed. The scenario is already passed and no longer available, and this is why it doesn't have any take profit and stop loss. Let me just show you. If I click here, it does nothing. You see, it doesn't mark anything. Okay, yeah, very straightforward, guys. To use this service, service, you don't have to pay anything currently. Do we have any questions or anything that needs to be re-explained about that? Excellent. That means that we can carry on with ease. We're gonna just click on this and we're gonna write down here presented. Actually, let's make it a little more useful. So log in to the website. Okay, click on signals at the left sidebar. Okay, and yeah, that's basically it. I don't think, and it was presented in the chart, so I don't think it's necessary to really put down here the whole explanation. You can just watch it and understand. Can I get somebody to manage my account? Well, this is okay. Let's take that. Okay. So with AvaTrade, you don't get somebody who will manage your account and trade on your behalf. Okay. We have other solution for that, like AvaSocial and DupliTrade, which is a third-party company that can assist you with automatic strategies. Okay, but you can get somebody called a senior account manager, okay, that will not physically manage the account to a point that is trading on your behalf, but it can help you with all kind of facilities, such as a trading plan, calculations, strategy, guide through, and trading queries. Okay, all kind of things an account manager can assist you with. Risk money management and market review. Okay, there are other services depending on the eligibility of the account and the level of the trader that we can provide. Those services are services that an account manager can assist you with. Fully managed account, as I said before, we don't do that, but we have other solution for that, more elegant solutions, which I have talked about a minute ago. Okay, the service doesn't cost any money, as I have explained. That depends on the eligibility of the account. Do we have any questions so far? Any questions at all? Great. So we can proceed. What balance is needed? Maybe. What balance is needed to trade one lot Euro USD? Okay. Let's get this question and paste it in here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is simply go back to the default screen by clicking here on AvaTrade. I'm gonna expand the chart all the way up. And I'm simply going to put here Euro USD. And I'm going to click it from the list. And then I'm going to get rid of some things here that we don't really need currently. Let's go 1 day, just as an example. Okay. That seems fine. That seems all right. Okay. Now, one lot with Euro USD. So what I'm going to do is either click sell or buy to open the sidebar here, and I'm simply going to put one lot where it says lot. Okay, as you can see, one lot means 100,000. I'm going to go here to instrument details, and I can see that the lot is 100,000, same as we did here. Okay. Now, this question is referring to the balance, but I'm going to teach you what kind of margin you need, because balance doesn't signify the amount that is useful in the account. Okay, the balance can stay the same, but the position can be running with a profit or loss. What will change is the equity till the end of the position that will be interpreted to the balance. In other words, what I'm saying is I can have a balance of 10,000, I can have a position and make, okay, profit of, let's say $1,000. The balance is not going to change. Something here. Okay, the balance is not going to change until I close my position. What will change is in the equity, I'll see $1,000 more. Okay. Yeah, now this is why I've explained that the necessary margin means something and not the necessary balance. Because I might be using, even if, let's say I have 10,000 and I'm using 90% of my account, I'm going to show you in a minute. Let's just price per unit. Just going to show you here a nice formula. Okay, equals value. All right, so what we're going to do, as you can see, the value between the euro and the USD is 1.07856, and that means that this is the difference between the euro and the dollar. Okay, this is how many dollars I need to acquire 1 euro. So that means that I need a little more than $1 to have a euro. Okay, now if I'll take this difference, if I'll take this value here, this value, and I multiply that according to the equation that we wrote, so that will turn down to, let me see, okay, so that multiplies by 100,000. It's already written here, by the way. I'm going to reveal to you the answer here, but we're going to do it together just so we can practice. Okay. And yeah, let's put here the value. Okay. And now let me try and be precise, even though it's moving, so it's really a bit futile. Okay. And now the second phase is leverage. So we have value divided by leverage equals margin impact. And this is the true necessary amount to open a position. Okay. So that means that if the leverage here is 1 to 30, very simply, I can take this 107,870 and divide it by 30. Okay, so 107,870 divided by 30 means margin impact, and let's see what that comes to be. You see it's already written here, right? It's already written here. There's no need to know that by heart. Okay, it's already written here. Okay. And this is guys how much I need. This is how much margin I need to open the position. I need this available. So even with 10,000, if I already took 2 positions like this, I'm already this much invested with Euro USD. That means that my next position, if I will want to acquire a third one, I won't be able to, right? Let me just show you why. I'll be missing, it didn't work well. Yeah, I'll be missing, no, that doesn't make sense. Just a second. So we have, let's suppose this is how much I have invested in the position. That equals 2 positions, 1 lot. if I will want to have a third, yeah, I'll be missing approximately 785 available to take the position. I can also go in here and see that the percentage required for this position is 3.3. How come this is 3.3? From the same reason that I've divided I divided the value by that. That means also, in other words, that I need 3.3% out of that number. Okay, out of that number. Let me just show you the other. Again, I'm just showing you to expand your knowledge. This is really not necessary because the platform is already doing it for us. Okay, platform is already doing it for us, but eventually that's just how it works. Okay, all right. Do we guys have any questions about that? Obviously, let me just, before I skip on to the next one, I just want to show you that this formula works with any other asset, right? So even if we take gold as an example, okay, and we're looking at gold. Okay, and gold will be 1 to 20, so let's change it to 1 lot. I'm just showing you just so you will know that it works with any other asset. So you see 1 lot in this case equals to 100. 100 equals to, we said we're going to take the price 2200 multiply 100. So that's 221 and 100. And the same as it goes here. So if I divide this by 20, right, we see value divided by leverage. So that means this divided by that equals the margin impact. And this is not even a position that I can take, right, with my balance. Well, again, as we said, right, just to clarify that the balance doesn't mean anything. I need the margin impact to be available. Okay. Right. Let's carry on with these. Do we have any questions, guys? Actually, let me quickly paste that bit here, and then we're going to do it this way, like so. All right. What is a safe haven? Well, that's not a bad question, right? Right. Let's find ourselves. Oh, actually, we have gold. So gold is pretty much very famous safe haven. So I guess we can use it. Right. So what is a safe haven, guys? Who can tell us what is a safe haven? In the meantime, just excuse me for a few moments. Something to trade when the market is not clear. Okay. All right. Thank you, Jeffrey. What do you mean by something to trade if the market is not clear? Conditions. Okay. Okay. In other words, safe haven is a term that we give to things that we have tendency to trade when the market is there is uncertainty in the market, right? Now I'll give you an example. As you can see, let me see if I can find it. I think that the NFP this month, was in here, right? Yeah, it was in here. So this is the first time that gold plunged. This is the second after the interest rate decision. Okay. And the reason that it's happening is because right now we have uncertainty regarding the economy, and we understand we're waiting for the PMI for the PMI. Actually, this is a webinar, so perhaps I should also mention it as well. So we have something called PMI, right? And we have the CPI. So the CPI is a consumer price index, and the PMI is purchase managers, right? Purchasing managers index. Now, those things indicate how well the economy is performing. So the PMI is actually measuring. So the PMI is actually measuring the how companies and indices are productive from terms of employment and production and suppliers and those kind of things. Okay, and CPI is, as I said, a consumer price index. It's a basket of goods that we measure to see the differences in prices. And our gold is among the umbrella of assets that is traded when there is uncertainty, and it can respond very nicely to the dollar decisions and to other currencies that correlates with the dollar, okay, that interact with the dollar. So gold can, as you can see, can respond to economic decisions such as non-farming payroll. Oh, sorry, I was in here. We had the non-farming payroll. Okay, in here we had the PMI. So the interest rate decision. So in here we saw that when there was, and I think that the NFP came a little higher. Let's open it together. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check with the economic calendar regarding the last non-farming payroll. And we're going to see, okay, and also I'm going to take off the, I'm going to stick only with the dollar for now. I'm going to click on all countries, and then I'm going to click on actually that, and then US, and it's showing me that this is the next one, right, for March. We're still in the middle of we're still, March isn't over, and this is the last, which was on the 8th. I'm going to show you in a moment that it matches to what we saw on the chart. This was revised with the previous, so the actual was 275, which is much higher than it's, I think, 30%, a little more than 30% from the forecast. So that means that the numbers came higher and the employment was much higher than what we expected, which, if there is more employment, there is more taxpayers, there is more production in general. That means that the economy is driven positively. Okay? Let's go back to the chart. Let's bring up gold again. Gold. I'm gonna click on it, and I'm gonna expand it again. I'm also gonna enable the crosshair, and I'm gonna click here on the arrow to place a rectangle starting from the 8. This is when the decision, NFP is not really a decision, is a report. Okay, but this is the time frame. And in here, I think in here we had a PMI. This is pre-PMI. So in this, yeah. Now, safe haven, as I have explained, can go along with the currency or against the currency. That doesn't have to be a definitive answer on the spot. Things can go one direction and then turn around. And if you don't want to get tangled, sometimes you just want to see which trend is actual. Okay. And yeah, there is no really physical way to explain about safe havens. There are certain safe havens. Even Bitcoin today could be considered as I want to call it a safe haven, right? But yeah. Okay, as you can see, it's also responding to economy decisions. Silver, absolutely. Yeah. Well, you understand the idea. Don't want to delay about it too much. Safe haven. Safe haven is an asset, is maybe a group of assets that investors can trade when there is uncertainty in the market. Okay, take that. And okay. Okay. This is I think by far the most common questions that I'm also receiving in the webinar themselves. To be honest with you guys, all you have to do, I personally I don't know how to download a YouTube video, but I'm sure there is a way, right? But to give you the recorded version, I'm not aware of any way to do it. So I don't think that you can. I just unfortunately this is a little beyond my technical understanding. But again, I'm sure there is a way. I'm just gonna type down here. Recorded webinars are uploaded to our channel on YouTube, right? Oftenly after yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want to make any commitment on when it's being uploaded. Okay, but you guys know the drill. It's usually up to a day, maybe sometimes 2 days. Okay, so this is our questions. Do we have any questions, guys, regarding those questions before I carry on to the next bit? Because in here I want to share with you some links that will save you the trouble to look for if you want a little more education through in here. Let me find the chat. There's supposed to be a chat box here. Just a second. Here we go. Yeah, I hope you are receiving what I'm sending. This is the login and deposit. What I sent just now is AvaTrade education. Here we have the faculty help center. And in here we have the real account if you're still with the demo. And in here we have the academy. Okay. All right. Now, okay. So we have some time left, so we can briefly go through the analysis and see how we can take advantage, perhaps to understand how it works. Okay. As you can see, this is a structure of bullish candle. We have some bullish candles here, we have some bearish candles here, and that's completely fine. In here, we have a candle with a tail. In here, a candle and a tail at the bottom, a tail at the top, tail at the bottom. This one is negative, this one is green. Let's go one by one and understand what happened. Candles that looks like that are candles that the market was closed. Oftenly the weekend, right? The market is closed when? The weekend. We can also confirm when our asset is opened or not by clicking on the sell or buy, and then go to instrument details, and it's elaborated here when can I trade or not the assets. Okay, trading hours, if I can trade it or not. See, Saturday it's closed. Okay, now as you can see, this candle and that candle looks almost the same, but this one is green and this one is red. Can somebody explain to me how this candle is green and this one is red, and they are the same size and the same height as well? What's the difference? What makes this one green? What makes this one red? Any idea, guys? Okay, Tim, you're saying that the green one ended higher. What do you mean by the green one ended higher? Very good. Very good. So that means that the only reason that this one is green and this one is red is because this has closed in a higher price, right? It began from here, it closed in here. The red one, that there is also this bit, and we have to understand that this candle actually started by going down and it closed in a higher point. In here, it almost happened similarly, but vice versa. So it started here, right? It went all the way up. Sorry, it started here, right? Started here. It's the red candle. It went up, and then it went down, and then it went back. Okay, let me show it to you on the chart. We'll find it's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, you see this candle? Oh, we're still having it. I'd rather show you guys something that looks like what we had. Looking at days, let's switch to weeks. And I'm actually looking for something a little more defined. There we go. That's our candidate. Okay, so again, this candle, what happened here is it started, okay, it went down, it started going down, and then it went all the way up, and then it closed here. How can I know that? By the shape of this candle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to days and just investigate, because I'm looking at weeks. Okay, I'm looking at weeks. I'm going to change to days and see what's inside. Okay, as you can see, this is exactly what we said. This is exactly what we said. It went down, right? It went down. It went up, and it closed, but it didn't close as high as it got. Okay, so it started going down, up, and down, which gives the shape. Okay, this bit here, just to understand what's going on here. Right, so it started from the white line, it got all the way down to the red line, it went back to the, let's say, yellow line. Okay, this will be our highest point, and it closed on the blue. Okay, let's get rid of the rectangle, we don't need it anymore. Actually, let's just leave this and that. Okay, so what we have here, we have a candle that started at 97,993. Okay, as we said, it went down, it went up, then it went down even more to 96,893, and then it went up again, okay, to 97,993 almost. Let's push it down a bit, and then it closed at 97,689. Now let's go and test it out. Okay, and as you can see, this is exactly what we did. You see, this one should be a little lower. Okay, so it started down, going up as we said, went down again and closed on that price. Now, why is this helpful? how can I know, how is this any useful? How is this any use in our analysis? Okay, so I have a green candle, it went up, it went down. Okay, well, eventually this can be the beginning of my formation. When I'm looking at this point here, and I can call this point easily one of my support line. I don't think that I have explained to you when I have explained about the signals, about support and resistance too much. So just on a nutshell, to understand a little bit how it works, okay, under my price 98,245, we have certain levels in here, 96886. This one is a support line in here, 96,199. This is also a support line, 94,601, also a support line, and so on and so on. Why is that important for me that this is a support line between AUD, JPY, Australian versus yen? Because I know that this difference here is something that hasn't been exceeded, okay, with the bearish trend since 2 months ago, right? Only 2 months ago, it's been lower than that. And now it shows me that it's quite bullish. It's quite bullish, meaning going up, right? So that means if it gets to this level again, to this, let's say even close to that level again, okay? I know that unless something fundamental happens to justify that it will go beyond, further down from the support, I can expect a nice reversal here, or maybe here. Okay, that depends on the economy, that depends on how the market fluctuates, but this can be a very good potential entry for me. Or if I'm taking a sell now, I know how far down it can get to the support. Maybe it will go down, but this might be a good place for me for take profit. Okay, because to break that, maybe even here, because to break that, it might need something fundamental. Okay, this is very useful. Okay, it could also, if you're looking at from an overview, if you're looking at it, searching for a V shape, as you can see, it's pretty much in the middle, right? We have it down, then up. It's pretty much in the middle. Okay, never mind. I don't. The purpose of this webinar is not analysis, but I wanted to share with you some things that might be useful. You can find it here and here and here. Never mind. Okay. So this is about that particular candle. In here, obviously, it can work the other way around. In here, we can see that it's a potential consolidation. If this is a resistance and this is a support, so we understand it gets to this level here, it couldn't break it. Here and here, it couldn't break it as well, and so on. Okay. So for now, guys, let me, before we say goodbye, let me just contribute one little thing from us. I'm going to give you here the special promotion code with a Q&A benefit you can give to your senior account manager and enjoy a nice premium market review for free. I'm going to paste it down here. Guys, before we say goodbye, do we have any questions about anything that I said so far, or anything that doesn't fully make sense? Anything that you would like to share with me? Can somebody just confirm that you're receiving the messages, because I can't see it on my end, what I'm sending you on the chat? Thank you, Cliff. Thank you very much. Excellent. All right, guys. So it's been a pleasure to give you another live Q&A webinar. As I said before, the webinar will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube later on. You can review it in your own time and see it from the beginning. There is another question by Christina. Christina, is there something you would like to ask before we say goodbye? Okay then. All right, guys. So I wish you a fruitful week. It's been, like I said, a pleasure. Thank you for assisting me and being such a lovely audience. And that's it. Have a good week and best of luck.